The tragedy of Pan Am Flight 103, often referred to as the Lockerbie bombing, is a story of unimaginable loss, international intrigue, and a long pursuit of justice. The flight. On December 21, 1988, Pan Am Flight 103 departed from Frankfurt, Germany, bound for Detroit, USA, with scheduled stops in London and New York. The aircraft was a Boeing 747-121, known as Clipper Maid of the Seas. It was a routine transatlantic flight carrying 243 passengers and 16 crew members, many of whom were returning home for the holidays. Among them were 35 students from Syracuse University who had been studying abroad. The bombing. At 7:03 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, just 38 minutes after taking off from London Heathrow, a bomb hidden in a suitcase in the cargo hold detonated. The explosion tore a hole in the fuselage, causing the plane to disintegrate mid-air. The wreckage and debris rained down over a wide area, with the largest sections crashing into the small town of Lockerbie, Scotland. The aftermath. The impact on Lockerbie was catastrophic. Along with the 259 passengers and crew on board, 11 residents of Lockerbie were killed as pieces of the plane destroyed homes and set them ablaze. The scene was one of devastation, with debris scattered over 845 square miles. The investigation. The investigation into the bombing was one of the most complex in history, led by the Scottish police, the FBI, and aviation authorities. It was determined that the bomb had been hidden inside a Toshiba cassette player, placed in a Samsonite suitcase, and loaded onto the plane in Frankfurt. The investigation eventually pointed to Libyan intelligence as being responsible for the attack, specifically two operatives, Abdelbaset al-Megrahi and Layman Khalifa Fehma. The trial and conviction. Years of diplomatic and legal wrangling followed, with Libya denying involvement. However, in 1999, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi handed over the suspects for trial. The trial was held at a specially convened Scottish court in the Netherlands under Scottish law. In 2001, al-Megrahi was found guilty of 270 counts of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment, while Fehma was acquitted. Controversy and compassionate release. Al-Megrahi maintained his innocence, and the case remained contentious. In 2009, al-Megrahi was released on compassionate grounds by the Scottish government after being diagnosed with terminal cancer. He returned to Libya, where he lived for nearly 3 more years before dying in 2012. His release sparked outrage, especially among the victims' families in the United States. Legacy and remembrance. The tragedy of Flight 103 left a deep and lasting impact. It led to significant changes in international aviation security, with stricter measures for luggage screening and passenger security. Memorials to the victims were erected around the world, including in Lockerbie, Arlington National Cemetery, and at Syracuse University. The story of Pan Am Flight 103 is one of grief and resilience, a painful chapter in the history of aviation and terrorism. It also underscores the complexities of international justice and the enduring quest for answers in the face of tragedy.